Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to pull wires out of a connector without damaging them. These particular wires right here out of a 97 Saturn, and these connectors go into the PCM. And I'm going to work with this brown one. Blue one's just got less pins on it, but same concept. I'm going to actually need to get one of these. I got to get this orange wire out right here. And if you look right here, before you pull the wires out, they've got a blue clip on one side and a gray clip on the other side. You want to pull these out because these actually help hold them in there. And this one, you got to get one out on this side. It's pretty easy. You just pull this back, pull down, pull this side off, pull down. The other side's the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. And just a clip on either side. These are what you press on. Now, before I pull this out, to give you an idea of what I'm going to be doing, this one is already out. I'll pull this out of another one, and the camera's not focusing in very well on it, so I got a good shot of it. I printed it out, and it's pretty much your connector. Now, when you press down, when you look inside of connector here, if you notice, you've got larger holes and you've got smaller holes. These smaller holes are where the pins actually come out of the PCM and they go into the connector to make a connection. You don't want to mess with those, you don't want to wallow them out, and you can have a bad connection. And that's going to be this piece right here, the square. And if you notice, the sides are all kind of pressed in a little bit to make sure it gets good contact. So if you pull it out, inspect it, make sure these aren't pushed out at all, make sure these are kind of angled inwards to make a good tight connection. Now these big holes right here is where we're going to end up sticking our tool down to remove the pins. And what we're going to end up doing is when we stick them down into the hole, we're going to be getting the bottom of this right here. You want to make sure you get it all the way to the bottom. You don't want to get it right here or anywhere towards the top or just put it at the bottom. Because what you're going to do when you press down on this, and if you get any pressure on the wire at all, there's a plastic lip that comes over and it actually catches on the bottom of this right here. So if you don't have it all the way to the bottom and press the bottom itself, all you're going to do is fold this in and bend it. And this is still going to be hooked up to the plastic piece, and then when you pull it, you're going to fold this back up, you're going to break it, and the terminal is going to be useless. You have to cut it off and put another one on there. So make sure when you stick it down in there, you get it all the way to the bottom, and then you press down on this piece right here, and then you start to pull. You don't want to put any pressure on it until you start to press on this piece right here. The metal they use for these pins is very, very thin, so you can bend them very easily destroy them. And you just want to find the wire that you're wanting to pull out. Lines the 8th one up. And then we stick it down here, and you can see where the metal is on the bottom, going towards the bottom of the screen. Push it all the way to the bottom. They actually sell tools for this. I've actually got this handy set of really tiny screwdrivers. I think they're made for glasses or whatever, but they work just fine. The holes are plenty big enough. If you can't get your tool or your screwdriver in there, it's too big, find something smaller. All you do is when you put it all the way down in there, press it down, and then put a little bit of pressure on the wire and pull it out. If it's giving you any trouble at all, stop. You don't want to pull it out, you don't want to yank it out, you don't want to break it, because, and again, obviously you're going to have to get another one. Then once you get it out, that's it. If you're going to reuse it, for whatever reason you pull it out, maybe you want to repin it, and just verify that that tab is pushed up, so it's going to have a, so it's going to clip in there nice and tight, and hold into whatever hole you want to put it into. Inspect this, the other side of the terminal. You want to make sure it's, like I said, it's bent down nice and tight, and you don't want to close them up. If they're bent down any at all, it should be fine. And you just find what hole you want to put it into, make sure you get the right orientation, look at the wires around there to find out how they're going in there. You just push it in until it clicks. Once you hear it click, give it a nice, small, easy tug a couple times. Make sure it's locked in there tight. And then when you're done, put your clip back in there, and that's it. Plug it back in, or whatever you're planning on doing, and that's how you remove the pins and reinstall them.